when most mixto tequilas produced are peered in quality by bathtub hooch, and some small batch mezcals are truly nonpareil. Join us as we navigate that and a dozen other paradoxes of the spirits world. We have come together to delight in the diversity of agave spirits, but we are also determined to deconstruct and demolish that still widespread assumption that tequila has some exceptional status among agave spirits. Tequilas of every category are produced from just one species of more than 200 distinctive kinds of agave, and that blue-hued clone is by no means the tastiest agave in the pack. If we put to rest that exceptionalist attitude regarding tequilas that we see in ads and on billboards, we might remember that many are simply fair to middling spirits historically called vino mezcal de tequila. For centuries, the particular agave spirits produced by teculios or tequitecas, those living in the shadow of the tequila volcano in Jalisco, were regarded as just one of the many vino mezcals of comparable quality: Sotol, Zihuaquillo, Yocoguiwa, Tuja, Turicato, Tauta, Tlahuelompa, Sicua, Raicilla, Quitupan, Lechuguilla, Jarcia, Huitzila, Chichihualco, and Bacanora. Today, we regard mezcal as the big brother or sister in the family of agave spirits, while tequila has become the prodigal son. Spirits like Comiteco of Chiapas and Pingarrote of Guanajuato might well be considered the lost cousins of vino mezcal, which few North Americans have yet to recognize, let alone savor. You might say that the two of us first came together out of our shared love for the symbiosis between bats and agaves, and the mutualistic interactions between mezcals and humankind. But we have also endeavored to track down all the lost siblings, cousins, and more distant kin in the agave family that are worthy of your and our attention. Our hope is that these artisanal spirits might someday delight you in ways that a wearing blender margarita made with a cheap gold tequila cannot. So if you are willing to take us on as your trusty trail guides through the land of the agave spirits, perhaps you should know a bit about each of us, what we collectively value, and how each of us came to honor the delicious diversity of agave distillates. We are just two of the many mezcal historians, scholar activists, and entrepreneurs who have been promoting and tracking changes in the agave spirits industry for decades. David grew up in the heart of tequila country, living his early life in Guadalajara, surrounded by thousands of hectares of the blue tequila monoculture. As an adult based in Philadelphia, he was first engaged as a Mexican restaurateur, and then as a spirits distributor in the United States. Through Suro Imports and Siembra Spirits, he collaborated to craft both ancestral tequilas and artisanal mezcals. One of David's unique roles is as founder of the Tequila Interchange Project, which brings together chefs, bartenders, distributors, researchers, and journalists on field trips to see firsthand the interactions between nectar-feeding bats and the wild agaves they pollinate, in order to protect and restore these vital ecological interactions that anchor the mezcal industry. He has long worked with mezcal makers and scientists to promote better policies in both the U.S. and Mexico to benefit the many stakeholders in this unique indigenous industry. Gary is the great-grandson of a Lebanese refugee to Mexico, as well as the grandson and nephew of bootleggers of anisettes like Arak. While Gary was still in his 20s, working under the famed plant explorer and agave taxonomist Howard Scott Gentry, he began his pilgrimages to Mexico to meet and interview bootleggers in the Sierra Madre Occidental. It was there that he first witnessed the overharvesting of agaves and the impact on bats, while assisting Donna Howell with a Nova Science documentary on the topic. Along with bat ecologists Howell, Ted Fleming, and Rodrigo Medellin, he was among the first to alert biodiversity advocates to the need to conserve such beneficial mutualisms. As an agroecologist and ethnobotanist, he co-authored the first book on tequila that warned of the consequences of its narrow genetic base. As a plant conservationist and contemplative garden designer,